In the world of crypto, it seems like everyone's talking about transparency. But what if I told you the biggest players are making a secret bet on privacy? They're publicly dumping privacy coins, but behind closed doors, they're scooping them up. So today we're going to pull back the curtain and show you what they know that you might not.
So here's the big question, right? Why are these huge crypto exchanges buying the very same coins they're being forced to delist? I mean, it's a total head-scratcher. On one hand, they're telling everyone, hey, we got to remove these coins because of regulations. But then you look at their own wallets, and it seems like they're quietly stacking up on those exact same assets. It really makes you wonder, what's the inside scoop?
All right, let's dive right into this. To figure out what's really happening, we have to look at this weird contradiction head-on. We're calling it the privacy coin paradox. So it really breaks down to this, right? You see their public actions, they're delisting coins, playing by the rules, trying to stay compliant with all the regulators. But then there's the private action, where they're quietly adding more and more of those same coins to their own stash. Now you might think that sounds totally hypocritical, but stick with me, because what looks like a contradiction is actually a really smart, calculated bet.
Yeah, so if you just read the headlines, you'd think privacy coins are basically on their last legs, a dying breed. But the real story, the one happening behind the scenes, totally different. And to really get why these big players are making this secret bet, we need to follow the clues. And our first clue is a huge leap in the tech that actually makes these coins work.
Okay, clue number 1. Let's start digging. We're talking about a massive upgrade to their digital cloak, the technology that gives them their privacy.
Yeah, you heard that right. A technological renaissance. We're not talking about a few minor tweaks here and there. The code behind these coins is getting a complete, ground-up overhaul. And the result? They're becoming way faster, lighter, and just better than ever. The secret sauce behind all of this is a crazy piece of crypto tech that honestly sounds like it came straight out of a spy thriller. It's called Zero-Knowledge Proofs, or ZKPs for short, and it's a wild concept. The best way to think about it is, imagine you need to prove you know a secret password to get into a club. With ZKPs, you can prove you know it without ever actually saying the password out loud. It's mind-bending, right? So for crypto, this means a transaction can be proven to be 100% valid on the blockchain without anyone ever seeing who sent it, who received it, or how much was sent. Total privacy, total security.
And the difference this makes? Oh, it's absolutely massive. You know, the old privacy tech was, well, it was clunky. It was slow. Kind of like trying to send a secret message with a carrier pigeon in the age of the internet. But this new tech, powered by ZKPs, it's like upgrading to a gigabit fiber connection. All of a sudden, the transactions are way smaller, they get verified super fast, and the whole network can handle a ton more traffic. It's a total game changer.
All right, so that's clue number 1. The tech is getting seriously good. Now for clue number 2. This new, super efficient technology isn't just a neat trick. It actually solves a gigantic problem for the big money players out there, corporate privacy. I mean, just think about it for a second. Put yourself in the shoes of a giant corporation. What happens if every single payment you make is out there on a public ledger for the world to see? Every payment to your suppliers, every money transfer related to a top-secret merger, all of it just out there for your competitors to analyze. It would be an absolute disaster for business. And this gets to a really important point. For big business, financial privacy isn't about hiding something shady. Not at all. It's a competitive necessity. You simply can't let your rivals see your entire supply chain or get a heads up on a merger you're planning. So while a totally transparent ledger sounds great for, trust and security, it's a nightmare for corporate strategy. And that is exactly where these new, upgraded privacy coins come into play. Okay, so let's recap. We've got our 2 big clues. The technology is getting ridiculously good, and the big institutions desperately need that technology. So now it's time to connect the dots and finally reveal the master plan behind this whole paradox.
And this quote, man, it just nails it. This isn't about hypocrisy. It's about playing the long game. The exchanges are doing what they have to do today to stay on the right side of regulators. That's the delisting part. But at the same time, they're placing a massive long-term bet that cryptographic assurance, that's the hardcore math-based privacy we've been talking about, will end up being way more valuable than mandated transparency. They're betting that, in the end, the fundamental human and business need for privacy is just too powerful to ignore. Really, what we're looking at is the central tug-of-war in the entire blockchain world. On one side, you absolutely need that public verification. It's how we all trust the network. But on the other side, you need privacy to actually get anything done, especially in business. It's like having a bank where the vault is made of glass. Sure, you can see the money is safe, but you can also see everyone else's balance. These upgraded privacy coins are the first real shot at solving this problem. They give you the trusted, secure network and the confidentiality to use it.
So when you see them quietly buying up these coins, it all comes down to this one powerful belief. They are convinced that the raw utility, the sheer usefulness of having truly private, fungible money is so massive that it's going to blow right past any of these short-term regulatory headaches. They see the future, and they're buying it on the cheap.
So what does all this mean for the future? Well, this big calculated bet on privacy tells us we're probably heading somewhere where privacy isn't just a nice feature to have, it's a core piece of the foundation.
So it's time we start thinking about these coins differently. They're not some dusty relic from the Wild West days of crypto. No, they are becoming essential infrastructure for what we call Web3. Think about it. For a decentralized financial system to actually work for real people and real businesses, you have to have a private layer. It's just non-negotiable.
And this kind of lays out the roadmap for what's probably coming next. First, the technology gets really, really good, mature, efficient, scalable. That forces a change in the conversation. Regulators can't just stick with a simple ban it or allow it approach anymore. And that in turn leads to what we all want: smarter rules, new compliance frameworks that actually work with this amazing tech instead of just fighting against it.
And so, all of this leaves us with one final, massive question to think about. As our lives become more and more digital, what's going to be more valuable in the long run? A world of mandated forced transparency where everything is public by default? Or a world where we have the cryptographic tools to actually choose what we share and what we keep private? Looking at the smart money, it sure seems like the biggest players have already placed their bets.